Hello everyone, welcome to your channel Today's World. My name is Sangam. आम प्रीवियस क्लास रे ऑलरेडी सिलेक्टिव जीएस क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करथिले सेही सीरीज रो आउ किछि इंपोर्टेंट जीएस क्वेश्चन आज क्लास रे डिस्कशन करिवा जो माने प्रीवियस क्लास देखि नांदे प्लीज जाई फर्स्ट प्रीवियस क्लास देखि नियंतु एमिति सिलेक्टिव जीएस क्वेश्चन पई एही चैनल को सब्सक्राइब लाइक एंड शेयर करंतु एही सब क्वेश्चन अपकमिंग गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम पई हेल्पफुल हबो. Let's start today's discussion. The Harsacharitra is a biography of Harshavardhana, the ruler of Kannauj, composed in Sanskrit by his court poet Dash. First option is Dandin, second option is Kamban, third option is Banabhatta, last option is Jisna or Jisena. Correct option is option C. Banabhatta. Banabhatta wrote the book Harsacharitra in Sanskrit, which describes the death of Harshavardhana. Describe the deaths of Harshavardhana. Banabhatta is the well-known Sanskrit writer of the 7th century. 7th century. Correct option is option C, Banabhatta. Move to next question. The concept of judicial review in India has been adopted from the constitution of Dash. First option is UK, second option is USA, third option is USSR, last option is Australia. Then correct option is option B. Option B, USA. The concept of judicial review in the Indian Constitution has been adopted from the Constitution of United States. Judicial review is the power of the court to examine action of the legislative, executive and administrative arms of the government and to determine whether such actions are consistent with the Constitution. Action judged inconsistent are declared unconstitutional and therefore null and avoid. Then correct option A is USA. Then option B is USA. Then move to next question. The Constitution of India was adopted and enacted on Dash. First option is 26 January 1950. Second option is 11th February 1948. Third option 26 November 1949. Last option is none of the above dates. Then correct option is option C. Option C 26 November 1949. It is explicitly mentioned in the preamble itself that the Constitution was adopted and enacted by the Constitution Assembly at the 11th session on 26 November 1949. Then move to correct option is option C, 26 November 1949. The Constitution of India was adopted and enacted on 26 November 1949. Then move to next question. The first draft of the Constitution was prepared by Dash. First option is B.R. Ambedkar, second option is B.N. Rao, third option is K. Santhanam, last option is K.M. Munshi. Then correct option is option B, B.N. Rao. The first draft of the Constitution was prepared by the Constitutional Advisor B.N. Rao, which was put before drafting committee for opinion, discuss and changes in it. The original draft proposed by Mr. Rao include 243 article and 13 schedule. 243 article and 13 schedule. Then correct option is option B, B.N. Rao. Then move to next question. Who of the following presented the objective resolution? Who of the following presented the objective resolution? First option is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Second option is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Third option is Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Last option is Dr. C.D. Deshmukh. And correct option is option B, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru. The proceeding of the Constituent Assembly started with the objective resolution presented by Jawaharlal Nehru on 13 December 1946. 13 December 1946. 1946. Correct option is option B, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Move to next question. Constituent Assembly of India was established on dash. Constituent Assembly of India was established on dash. First option is 10th June 1946. Second option is 9 December 1946. Third option is 26 November 1946. Last option is 26 December 1949. And correct option is option B. Correct option is option B, 9 December 1946. The Indian Constituent Assembly was established with the consent of the first meeting on 9 December 1946. The first session of Constitutional Assembly began 9 December 1946, ended. This is start. Ended is 23 December 1946. The session was attended 207 members. According to Rajya Sabha website, in the fifth meeting, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru laid down the objective resolution. Correct option is option B, 9 December 1946. Then move to next question. Indian Constituent Assembly was established under dash. First option is Government of India Act 1935. Second option is Cripps Mission 1942. Third option is Cabinet Mission 1946. And last option is Indian Independence Act 1947. And correct option is option C, Cabinet Mission 1946. The Constituent Assembly of India was constituted under the Cabinet Mission 1946 on the basis of indirect election. On the basis of indirect election. Correct option is option C, Cabinet Mission 1946. Then move to next question. Who is the beginning presented the idea of Indian Constituent Assembly in pre-Independence Day? First option is AMIN Roy. Second option is B.R. Ambedkar. Third option is Ani Besant. The last option is Jawaharlal Nehru. Then correct option is option A, AMIN Roy. The idea of Constitutional Assembly was put forward for the first time by AMIN Roy in the year 1934. AMIN Roy, 1934. The first formal demand for the Constituent Assembly was made by Swaraj Party. First demand is Swaraj Party at a conference in Ranchi held in May 1934. Correct option is option A, AMIN Roy. Move to next question. Which among the following introduced the provincial autonomy in British India? Provisional autonomy in British India. The first option is Cabinet Mission. Second is Simon Commission. Third option is Government of India Act 1935. Last option is Government of India Act 1919. Then correct option is option C, Government of India Act 1935. The provincial autonomy in British India was initially introduced by Government of India Act 1919, in which central control over province was relaxed by separation of central and provisional subject. It also separated provincial budget from central budget and authorized provisional legislature to enact their budget. The Government of India Act 1935 further extend and establish the provisional autonomy. Okay, correct option is option C, Government of India Act 1935. Then move to next question. The Indian legislature was made bicameral for the first time by dash. First option is Indian Council Act 1992. Second option is Indian Council Act 1909. Third option is the Government of India Act 1919. Last option is the Government of India Act 1935. The correct option is option C, the Government of India Act of 1919. Government of India Act of 1919. The Government of India Act 1919 introduced for the first time bicameralism and direct election in the country. Thus, the Indian Legislative Council was replaced by bicameral legislature consisting of upper house and lower house. The majority of members of both houses were chosen by direct election. Okay, two house. First one is upper house, second is lower house. Okay, then correct option, the Government of India Act of 1919. The Indian legislature was made bicameral for first time by the Government of India Act 1919. Okay, then move to next question. Which act of British Parliament abolished the East India Company monopoly over trade in India? First option is Regulating Act, second option is Pitt's India Act, third option is Charter Act of 1813, last option is none of the above. Then correct option is option C, Charter Act of 1813. The Charter Act of 1813 deprived the company of its monopoly over trade with India, but it still enjoy monopoly of trade with China and the trade in tea. Then correct option is Charter Act 1813. Then move to next question. Which of the following act provided for communal representation in British India? Which of the following act provided for communal representation in British India? First option is Indian Council Act 1892. Second option is Minto-Molle Reforms 1909. Third option is Montagu-Chelmsford Reform 1919. Government of India Act 1935. Then correct option is option B, Molle-Minto Reforms. Molle-Minto Reforms 1909. The Indian Council Act 1909 introduced a separate electorate for communal representation to the Muslim community and thus sowed the seed of separatism. This seed of separatism that eventually led to the partition of country. This act also led to the partition of country. Correct option is option B, Molle-Minto Reforms 1909. Then move to next question. Under which of the following act Directory was introduced at central level? First option is Act of 1909. Second option is Government of India Act 1919. Third option is Government of India Act 1935. Last option is India Independence Act 1947. Then correct option is option C, Government of India Act 1935. Directory was first introduced at the provincial level under the Government of India Act 1919. However, it was later introduced at the central level under the Government of India Act 1935, which divided subject into reserved and transferred category at the federal level. Then correct option is option C, Government of India Act 1935. Then move to next question. Under the Indian Constitution, who is the guardian of the fundamental rights? First option is Parliament, second option is President, third option is Supreme Court, last option is Cabinet. Then correct option is option C. Option C, Supreme Court. Option C, Supreme Court. The Constitution of India has assigned judiciary, that is the Supreme Court of India and High Courts, the responsibility of the protection of fundamental rights. Supreme Courts India and High Court. The most significant of fundamental right is the exclusive right to the constitutional remedy under Article 32 and 226 of the Constitution of India. Thus, the guardian of fundamental right is the judiciary. Guardian of fundamental right is the judiciary. Then correct option is option C, Supreme Court and High Court. Move to next question. The President of India can be removed from the office even before the expiry of the term. The President of India can be removed from office even before the expiry of the term. First option is by the political party in power. Second option is by the Prime Minister. Third option is through impeachment. Last option is through trial and by court. And correct option is through option C, through impeachment. The president may also be removed before the expiry of the term through impeachment for violating the Constitution of India. The process may start in either of two houses of the parliament. The house initiates the process by leveling the charges against the president. The charges are contained in a notice that has to be signed by last 1/4 of total member of that house. The notice is sent of the president 14 days later is taken of consideration. How many days? 14 days. Then correct option is option C, through impeachment. Move to next question. In which house is the presiding officer not a member of that house? Not a member of that house. First option is Rajya Sabha. Second option is Lok Sabha. Third option is Vidhan Sabha. Last option is Vidhan Parishad. Then correct option is option A, Rajya Sabha. The presiding officer of Rajya Sabha, that is the vice president, is not a member of the house. He is elected by the members of an electoral college consisting of member of both house of parliament. Then correct option is option A, Rajya Sabha. Then move to next question. Which article of Constitution of India is related with freedom of the press? Freedom of the press. First option is Article 19, second option is Article 20, third option is Article 21, last option is Article 22. Then correct option is option A, Article 19. In the Indian Constitution, freedom of press is not given directly, but the Supreme Court held that the right to freedom of speech and expression, Article 19(1), include the right to freedom of the press. Then correct option is Article 19. Then move to next question. Which one of the following fundamental right was amended as a result of the decision of the Supreme Court India in State of Madras versus Champakam Dorairajan case? First option is right to equality before law, right against discrimination. Third option is right against untouchability. Last option is right to freedom of speech and expression. Then correct option is option B, right against discrimination. The right against discrimination was amended following the Supreme Court verdict in the case of the State of Madras versus Champakam Dorairajan. In Article 15, Clause 4 was added. Article 15, Clause 4 was added by the first Constitution Amendment 1951 for making special provision for the advancement of the social and educational backward classes. Then correct option is option B, right against discrimination. Then move to next question. The idea of the preamble has been borrowed in Indian Constitution for the Constitution of dash. First option is Italy, second option is Canada, third option is France, last option is USA. And correct one is option D, USA. The idea of the preamble was borrowed from the Constitution of the United States, whereas the language of the preamble was borrowed. This is borrowed is preamble, but language of the preamble was borrowed from the Constitution of Australia. Constitution of Australia. And correct option is option D, USA. And move to next question. Today's last question. Which among the following is the correct order mentioned in preamble of the Indian Constitution? First is socialist, secular, sovereign, democratic. Second option is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic. Third option is secular, socialist, sovereign, democratic. Last option is sovereign, secular, socialistic and democratic. And correct option is option B, sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic. The preamble of the Indian Constitution starts like this: with the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and secure to all its citizens. Then correct option is option B. Sovereign Socialist Secular Democratic. Thank you. Please subscribe, like and share this channel for more selective GS question. Thank you. Jai Jagannath.